Like the overcoming of ACLs. Rory Harmon had one, Raven Johnson had one, AZ had one. To be able to be faced with one of the toughest injuries in sport and come back and be at the peak of your performance, I think that's a storyline in itself.
So I have to kick it off just with a very funny story for you, just to make you feel really good about yourself because this was the most humbling moment of my life and it has to do with you. So someone asked me my athlete look like, and I'm, like blonde, longer hair. So I had one person tell me, Paige, you. And so I said that. And then I was at a game last season and I was wearing your jersey. So I just, of course, recorded a TikTok. Like I did the signature braids from your college. I had your jersey on. I'm like recording this video of me. I posted TikTok and was like, one singular person told me I look like Paige Bueckers. So, here we go. And the first comment, I mean, within like 2 minutes, it was like, well, you don't, grandma. So better luck next time.
No, yeah, the internet is ruthless. So
Ruthless.
I've learned to not listen to anything they have to say. But I can see the vision. I can see what
Thank
I can
you.
yeah.
Obviously, you're much younger and much more talented, but that was a humbling moment. So we shared that together, but I just thought it was the funniest story ever.
Oh, that's funny.
So nice to meet you, and truly just in awe of everything you've done for years. I'm a Connecticut girl. I'm from Connecticut, so big fan. And here we are going into March Madness Final Four. I'm going to be
Mhm.
there. Are you going to be there?
Yeah, I'll be there in Phoenix.
Okay, nice. And how does it feel being on the other side? You're watching the games now.
Yeah, it's so weird. I have like intense FOMO and like I miss it so much. But obviously I'm grateful to be where I'm at and like I wouldn't trade that for the world, but like to be there, like March Madness is like one of the most fun times of my life. Just competing for obviously a national title, but like just the intensity of it, the competition, the stakes, and who you're doing it out there with. Like, I just miss it a lot, and it's obviously like I don't feel as much anxiety and nerves as I did when I was playing.
Yeah.
But definitely like it's cool to like watch it from this perspective now.
Well, one of those people that you did it with was your coach, Coach Gino. What a character.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
truly such a character, but he's heading into the Final Four for what, the 25th time. He's just so legendary. What do you want to tell fans about him? I mean, I think fans want to get to know him on a different level because he's so funny, but we don't fully grasp who he is. What do you want fans to know about Gino?
Like he's just like a quick-witted grandpa. Like, and for me, a lot of people see him as like this asshole truly, and like there's a side to him that's like that,
Yeah.
and every player will tell you that like he can get mean and he can get like demanding, but like it's all out of love. I've kind of learned that being removed from it,
Yeah.
and it's like sometimes when you're in it you're like, why is this man doing this? Like it can't be out of love, like he must hate us. But I was listening to Shay Ralph. She was my coach when I was a freshman. She was like the guard coach. She's now at Vandy, talking about how like he would be our toughest opponent in practice. Like
Mm.
when you've been so dominant over the years and he's had plenty of undefeated teams, like he has to humble us somehow. And so he tries to be our toughest opponent in practice. So when we're in a game, we feel like we're prepared for anything. I think that's why his teams are so good in March, because he flips the switch in like February to where he like tries to piss us all off,
Mm.
and we're just playing with so much rage and passion throughout the whole month of March that it just carries us and helps us play really well. But at the same time, like he's super loving. He cares about us. He can have genuine, personable conversation. Like you just go up to his office and he's got an open door policy so you can go in whenever. He's really actually like a pretty nice guy at the core.
Hey, that's valuable info. That's really good info. Okay, so you've gotten from NCAA to now W and Unrivaled. So now you're watching, and you're watching potentially eating wings. Is that what we hear? I hear there's a big deal with Wingstop, and you're a big wing girl. Is that right?
Oh yeah, I'm like That's like my go-to snack.
Got it.
Definitely while watching basketball and even at Unrivaled, the games would be so late, so there wouldn't be that much open after games. It was like a group of people like me, Nafisa, Rachel Banham, Azrae Stevens. Like we would always order Wingstop after the game. Like I would have my DoorDash like schedule an order or like it would be right there so I know like after the game like I'm gonna have some good Wingstop. And
Yeah.
actually after the national championship we won last year, we had like a $600 order for us after the game. There was like hundreds of wings for everybody to eat.
Awesome.
So definitely hoping to run that back this year with the squad. So we'll see.
I love it. Here's what I know about you. I know you love a Shirley Temple. I also know post championship you were seen drinking a Diet Coke on the court. Okay.
Hmm.
So if you have your wings, are you going Shirley Temple or Diet Coke?
Shirley Temple. That's like my guiltiest pleasure is pop, and I'm from the Midwest, so I call it pop. And I
Yeah.
know everybody's like it's soda, and I'm like, nah, it's pop. But yeah, man, gosh, like that, it's bad. But I'm like during the W season, I'm gonna try to not have pop. That's what I did last year, or
Yeah.
on the national championship run.
Yeah.
That whole entire season, I didn't have a pop, so I feel like obviously like I found success in that.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm gonna try to do that this year.
It worked. And if that's your guiltiest pleasure, like you're doing pretty good in my eyes. How about sides with the wings? What are we having on the side?
So I really love Wingstop's corn. Like it's like a Cajun corn. Oh my gosh. And again, I feel like that's a Midwest thing. Like I just love corn. And then fries. But the Wingstop ranch is like the best ranch you will ever have. So if I ever had advice to anyone, it would just be just buy a gallon of like Wingstop ranch and bring it home.
Okay, noted. Paige Bueckers' number one advice: Wingstop.
Yes.
And then do you top it off with something sweet? Do you have a dessert afterwards?
Oh, I'm a sweet treat savant. Like I love chocolate. So
Mhm.
anything chocolate. I'm not really like a fruity dessert person. Like I'm not
Okay,
really into pies or like cheesecake.
yeah.
But yeah, anything
Chocolate.
chocolate. Yeah.
Chocolate. Okay, Shirley Temple wings and chocolate. That's your go-to.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back. Let's go back to Phoenix for a second. Obviously, you're rooting for your former team. You're rooting for
Mhm.
the Huskies. Any other storylines in the women's tournament that you're particularly excited about?
I mean, I had all the number one seeds going to the Final Four, and that was the exact same Final Four that was there last year. I don't know. I think these four teams are just so good, and they're all super different. Like, I feel like UCLA has like their senior class. Like, I feel like that's a more veteran team that's trying to get one before they all graduate.
Right.
And then you got South Carolina, who's just consistently always there.
Yeah.
They're like in the midst of a dynasty right now with how much they've been winning. And they like obviously we won one last year, so they're trying to get back on top. And I think Raven Johnson is a great storyline. Like she's just a winner. Like she's won at every single level. She's made it to the Final Four every single year that she's played. And I think too, like the overcoming of ACLs. I think like Rory Harmon had one, Raven Johnson had one, AZ had one. Like there's so many players that are playing in the Final Four, and many more. Just to name a few, but to be able to be faced with one of the toughest injuries in sport and come back and be at the peak of your performance, I think that's a storyline in itself. Just for younger girls to see, like this is not like a career ending injury for you. Like you can get back to peak performance, you can get back and be even better than you were before. ACLs are largely talked about in women's sports, but I mean to have that many examples at the highest level of basketball that you can have, I think is a pretty cool storyline. I'm also a huge fan of Madison Booker, so I really like her game and the way she plays. I think too, she's keeping the mid-range game alive. So that's like my bread and butter. So I love when another person, that's where they thrive. So I mean, there's so many. I feel like I just named a bunch.
Amazing. Thank you. Well, you look back at the past year of your life. You won a natty. You went number one overall. You played an incredible W season. You broke tons of rookie records. You then go on to play unrivaled. Are you tired? Are you doing okay? Like how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Like for me, I always want to play, and I've kind of understood through injury and learned through injury how important rest is too. So I'm getting a little rest here before we head into training camp. But for me, it's just like I just want to play. So
Yeah.
anytime I get the opportunity and anytime like that's in front of me, that's what I want to do. But again, just being smart, taking care of my body, make sure I'm recovering the right ways. You got to focus on that too.
If you could go back to a year ago, you were playing in the Final Four. What advice would you give yourself ahead of all that's to come in the next year?
Just to stay grounded, like stay where your feet are. And enjoy the journey of it. Don't get so caught up in being result driven that you forget to enjoy where you are. Because like I'm living out my childhood dream, and sometimes in the midst of all that, you forget to just be at peace with that, and obviously continue to keep working, but like look back and reflect like the journey it took to get there, and be grateful for it.
What a journey you've had. We only have a few minutes left. What's a way you stay grounded off the court?
I'm a woman of faith, so I think prayer works a lot for me. And just like going to church, like sometimes like the church service will start and it's just like worship music, and I'll like start crying just because of how moving it is and how like how people can all come together and just be so unified in one thing. So I think that's pretty much what keeps me grounded.
Yeah, that's huge. Tell me a woman right now who's inspiring you. It doesn't have to be in basketball, it doesn't have to be in the tournament, but someone, a woman who's inspiring you right now.
Nika Mule, just because like she just came back from her ACL injury. She's playing with her national team, and she gets injured again, and we're still praying for the best. But for me, it's like how hard she works and how determined she is and how driven and motivated. Like she lets nothing in life ever knock her down and knock her off her path. And like if there's anyone that I think could overcome two injuries in a row like that, I think it would be her. Just based on her mentality in life and how much she cares and the heart that she has. And that's like my twin. So she's always inspiring me, and I just love her.
She's so cool. Well, we wish her the best. You mentioned she's playing for her country. You're also, in the process of building a team for our country, for Team
Mhm.
USA. What was that experience like? I know you guys just played a qualifying World Cup qualifying tournament. How has it been to start repping Team USA again?
It was really cool. It's been like a long time since I got to put that USA jersey on. So to just soak that up and be on the floor with so many amazing women and so many amazing coaches, and just to play for something and represent something so much bigger than yourself, it's really fun to play that way. And personally for me, like I haven't won 5 games in a row in a while, so that was really fun just to be back on the winning side. But no, the experience was amazing, and like I just it's so amazing, and I'm so grateful to be able to be in those conversations and to be on the World Cup qualifying team, and I never want to take those opportunities for granted.
Amazing. And the W season, how you feeling going in?
Good. I'm excited that we got everything squared away. Still got the expansion draft, free agency, and then the WNBA draft. So excited to get this thing rolling and see what the start of the season looks like.
I'm cheering for you. Always my twin, my much younger, more
Exactly.
talented twin. And I hopefully will see you in Phoenix. Maybe we can sit down for Shirley Temples.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank
Thank
you.
you.